As we look at the world around us, we can see lots of beautiful colors. Photoscientists tell us that if we take each of those points of color and mix them all together randomly, we get something they call 18% gray.
This is pretty drab looking. It is kinda like looking out the windows at a cold, drizzly, dreary, rainy day. If the evolutionists are right that the universe started as a bunch of particles billions of years ago, then science tells us that this is what the universe would look like today. At least, that would be the case if there was light from somewhere so we could see it.
As you listen to these presentations today, this is the question we want you to answer. Is your universe gray? Or is it great? Another way of asking this question is, did everything around us come about by evolution? Or is it the result of a marvelous creation by an awesome God?
I'll give you our conclusion up front. The Bible tells us, and true science affirms, that the amazing world we live in was created by God only a few thousand years ago. I hope by the time you consider the evidence we will share with you today, that you will agree.
Before we get into the scientific evidence, let's just reason together for a few minutes to see what really makes sense. Does the world around us look like the result of random accidental occurrences as visualized by evolutionists? Or does it look like it was designed and developed by an extremely intelligent being?
We know that when we see beautiful artwork, amazing sculptures, or intricate architecture, that it was done by a talented, creative, and brilliant individual. In a similar way, don't we see complex structure and beauty in our Earth? A world that is perfect for our survival and enjoyment in so many ways. Located in a galaxy that is immense beyond our comprehension, which is only one of many galaxies in a universe that seems to be nearly without end.
Now that we have seen order and beauty of even things that are nearly infinitely big, also consider things that are nearly infinitely small. Like this grain of pollen. This single cell from a beating human heart. Or these intricate crystals of a cobalt-samarium copper alloy.
And although they're too small to see or photograph, we have developed models showing our concepts of even smaller things, like this sucrose molecule, an atom, or even down to the smallest particles that we have found to exist. This graphic pictures the suppression of the quantum chromodynamics vacuum from the region between a quark-antiquark pair.
It is obvious as we see man-made marvels that they did not just happen, but they were intentionally formed. How much more obvious is it then that the magnificent nature around us must have been intentionally crafted by God?
We see his handiwork in the perfect blending of beautiful colors. In the starkest scenes that have an appearance of majesty. As a small stream that fills us with a feeling of peacefulness. When a thunderstorm causes us to stand in awe of its power. In the Earth's vast mountain features leaving us breathless, or in the beauty of an autumn forest providing a calm before the approaching winter.
We can also see God's genius in the power of crashing waters. The solitude of a mountain lake. The swirling mountain fogs that remind us of the many ways that this life-giving resource is provided. And even in the throes of winter snow and ice, God's creativity is displayed. It is no wonder that he wrote that he looked at everything that he had made. And it was very good. This was the sixth day. So the sky, the earth, and all that filled them were finished.
That is all well and good. But do you really expect me to believe that all of this has only been around for about 6,000 years?
I agree. And it is even more unbelievable that you say that this was all made in only 6 days. I have had a lot of science classes and have read many books about the Earth. What about all of the old rocks everywhere? The dinosaurs and other fossils in them. All the transition creatures between apes and humans. And the obvious extremely old age of the universe. Not to mention the strong possibility that there is intelligent life on other planets. Everyone knows that science has now, basically, proven that evolution is more than a theory. I consider it to be a fact.
And, I am guessing, that you don't think it matters whether we believe the Earth was created or evolved anyway. Those are very good questions. Let's look at each of those topics. I think you'll find that each of them really shows that the Earth, and the entire universe, is very young. That is, only a few thousand years young.
You will probably also find that the scientific evidence agrees with the accounts in the Bible of the recent creation and the great flood in Noah's time. If you will keep an open mind and look at the evidence objectively, I think you'll end up agreeing with us that evolution is not a fact. Not only that, it really doesn't even qualify as a theory. It was just wishful thinking and dreaming by people that hate God. And today, it is just accepted by many people without critically examining the actual evidence. Which area would you like to talk about first?